Namaste programs, welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator and the Swift Northern Lakes Bush Trip Leg 2 from Belp to Zurich, Lasguerre. Alright, don't need to refuel. Probably the first bush trip in the whole lot where we won't ever need to refuel. We'll find out, I guess. We've done about, what? Not even a quarter. And there's only 3 legs, so let's try and do this all on one tank, shall we? Where are we headed? 60 degrees? You're kidding me, aren't you? Alright, let's get going. Why aren't you taking off? There we go. Thank you, plane. 60 degrees for 5 minutes, 4 seconds. I've already started the clock, so I don't need to start the clock. What am I doing? Oh, nice pool you've got there, sir, ma'am. Business, whatever you are. Pool next to the airport. Here in Belp. Not far from Bern. Come on, plane. Just, you know, let's have some climbing, shall we? Just a little bit would be nice. Hello, lovely Swiss town. With your big buildings. Yeah, hotels and whatnots, I think. Thank you, big white thing, but it's not true. There are no achievements for these newer bush trips, only the original 3. Or was it 4? Regardless, that is a lie. Maybe they'll add more achievements in one day. And I'll probably have to fly them all again because it won't be retrospect. So we're headed to the Emi River. After returning to the air, head in a northeasterly direction for 10.5 nautical miles to reach the 50-mile long Emi River. Going on down here, people. Nice roundabout, nice football fields, a bunch of them. Huge white square just floating mysteriously in the sky. Why are we struggling to climb? Maybe I need to do the old mixture thing. Let's go to 75%. See if that helps a bit. That does seem to help. Again, I'm sure what I learnt when I was doing it wasn't so much... You could look at the revs, I guess, but you listen to the engine, and the engine would sound a little bit better, or I don't know how to describe it really. Smoother. But I'm not hearing that. I'm not hearing that in this sim. Maybe it doesn't do it. Maybe I've lost the touch, the hearing, whatever you want to call it. Have a look around. What's going on? There's a giant stick on that hill over there. What's going on? The aliens! The aliens! Now you do have lakes on this lake tour, don't you? Cool. How high do you think we need to be? We're probably just about okay to get over those hills over there. Yeah, we are probably going to go over them because we're doing 60 for 5 minutes 4 and then 59 for 9 minutes or 7. So once we reach this river, I might just go a little bit higher till I feel like we're taller than those mountains over there. We've done 420. Vape Nash. And of 5 minutes 4, but of course we're slow on the first segment while we climb. So let's try and find this river then. As always, the purple line has now having tantalized it with its expertise in the first leg, pissed off to the pub and left us to our own devices. I feel like I should be able to see a river here. Look at all these farms on these hills. It feels like one giant golf course. It would be an amazing, huge golf course. I'm going to write to them. I'm going to say, hey, each of your, give out, you know, a little bit of each of your fields, and we'll have a tea and a green in each of your farmlands, and we'll go from farm to farm. World's largest golf course. Okay, I think. Is the river here? I mean, usually there's like trees lining. Yeah, there's a bit of water there, so that must be the river going like that. I think we're probably high enough, so let's... Oh, wow. From +5 to -5 with one single tiny tap of the button. We love it, don't we? What was it, like -3 or something we were doing yesterday? We'll go -2, see how that goes. See how that treats us. We're nearly at the river. Yes, there it is. So that must be the Emma River. M-E. M-M. E-M-M-E. A river. And there it is, reflecting silver-like. Like quicksilver. Mercury. Maybe it's mercury. The Swiss are aliens. They're mercury-based life forms. Alright, there we go. So now 59 degrees. Oh, that was a huge turn. For 9 minutes, 7 seconds. Lake Sempark. Continue on your course for just under 19 nautical miles to Lake Sempark in the canton of Lucerne. The old canton, eh? Yeah, it's very nice, very nice. Ooh, that's pretty. Oh, ain't it pretty? Ain't it though? Ain't it just so pretty? Back on course. Plane's decided it wants to go off in a random direction, despite being properly trimmed. Lol, spoiler alert, probably not properly trimmed. Or else the plane wouldn't go off in a random direction. Surely. I guess wind changes and things. Again, all these little hills with their farms. What are they planting on these hills? Or are they like goat farms or something? Curious. Hello people, and look at you on top of your hill here with your single tree right at the top of the hill. That's cool. I wonder if there is actually a tree there, or whether that's just the algorithm. Lovely. Very interesting. I wonder what they produce. They're obviously farms. Maybe they're not. Maybe they're just people living. It's their house. And they like living up on the top of hills. But I mean, why would you clear all that area out? They must be doing something. Oh, what are you up to, you Swiss hill folk? The old hillbillies. You'd think, oh, there it is. I was going to say, you'd think we've done 3 minutes of 9 minutes. So a fair way to go, obviously, but you'd think you'd be able to see the lake by now. But yeah, there is a lake. Well, there's some water all the way up in front of us there, so I'm going to assume that's Lake Sempak. Wow, look at this. Like something out of a fairy tale book. Little hills, rolling hills with their farmlands and their fields and their little villages and their rivers. Oh, it's so pretty. We're over revved again, so maybe, I mean, I don't even know if we're supposed to be at 100% in this plane, but let's bring it down a bit. So maybe we want it in the green. There we go, we've got it in the green. This green here. Fuel flow. Gallons per hour. Right, that does make sense. You would want that, you know, to be efficient. To save us the fuel. I wonder why that helps with power up at height as well. Suppose you're bringing in more oxygen to burn the fuel. That's what the mix is. The mix isn't less oxygen, it's 100% fuel, and then you're adding in, so there's 30% oxygen now, I guess. And up higher, when there's less oxygen, you need to bring more oxygen in. That makes actual sense to me. It may not be true, but I'm going to go with it. Hello, little town on the river. Now, I realise the bush trip is called the Swiss Northern Lakes. We are basically heading north now, but we started in Geneva. And I'm pretty sure Geneva's not North Switzerland. I mean, Switzerland's tiny. We've probably gone from the south to the north, but I mean, it really should just be the Swiss lake tour. Are there southern lakes that we're not seeing? Maybe they're just known as the Northern Lakes. I don't know. Oh my god, there's a giant lake over to the right there, is it? Almost looks like a bloody inlet, a fjord. Well, the Mediterranean or Baltic or Adriatic have made it up here, then things have gone seriously awry. Global warming, huh? Let's see, we've done 6.5 minutes, another 3 minutes. I mean, we're going to turn once we get to this, this old lake here. Come on, plane. Stop trying to turn right on me if I'm looking at the navlog. It's rude, and I won't have it. I'll have to speak to your manager. Introducing Microsoft Karen Simulator. Coming this fall. Big city around here. There was some big industrial things going on there. A bunch of sort of towns all around this lake. And then, yeah, city, town, large town, small city. Doesn't tell me. Oh, well, Canton of Lucerne. I don't know if this is, if Lucerne's also a town. I think it is, but I don't know if this would be Lucerne. Could be. It could be. I don't know. It's annoying, like quite annoying, that there isn't a like a Bing Maps module to have a quick look at, so that you can see place names and find your own landmarks and things. I mean, I wouldn't want it. I've already taken off all of. Usually, it would show landmarks on as a dot on the actual simulation. I've taken all that off for immersion's sake. But if we had another little window like the VFR map that just was Bing Maps or something, tracked us went along, we could say, "Oh, that's Lucerne," or "This is Lake." Well, we know it's Lake Saint-Parc, but do they do that? No, they do not. It would be nice though. Okay, now we want 68 degrees for 2 minutes 57. And we're on our way to Lake Bald Egg. One word, Bald Egg. Just over 6 nautical miles farther on your route, you'll reach Lake Bald Egg, a beautiful setting surrounded by forests and mountains. I have turned too far. I was heading to that lake I can see, but apparently we're going this way. There must be another lake hiding behind this hill in front of us. Or else, perhaps it does want me to go to that one over there. I don't know. There's presumably a lake here somewhere. Some more farmland. What's going on there? Oh, that's just a building picture that hasn't been turned into a building. What happened, the algorithm? What happened? Almost look like a very tiny runway. It looks like runway textures. And I think it's just the photograph of the top of a house that hasn't had a house put on it. Very pretty country, Switzerland, you know? All the rolling fields and surrounded by mountains. You can see why they treasure their individual, their neutrality. Good luck gaining any headway into attacking Switzerland by land. Must have happened. There's a huge lake over there. Why aren't we going to Huge Lake? Are we going to head back to Huge Lake? Is it not in Switzerland? Is it not considered the north? Look at that view though. Phew. Be you. Hello little villages, farmhouses, lovely manicured fields. You know, I guess the green ones have to be, they're not planting anything there. They must be for cows and things, or livestock is the word I'm looking for. What's got on here? Illuminati circle thing. Some kind of weird alien lizard people. Here we go. This must be Lake Bald Egg. Oh, it just snuck up on me. We've made it to Lake Bald Egg. Right, now we want 337, which would be this way. For 225. Lake Holwell. Turn to the north-northwest and fly over Lake Holwell, the largest lake in the Swiss canton of Aargau. Just jumping from... I mean, how big are these cantons? Just a couple of streets. This Holwell must be the one next door. It is. 337. On the way. Here we go, 337. We're still next to Bald Egg, on our way to Holwell. In amongst all of these towns, so yeah, new canton apparently already. Yeesh. Football stadium though, a football field at least. So yeah, I guess the lighter coloured fields and the different coloured fields are of crops, but then all the, you know, green ones, I don't know, what crop would be green like that? Grass. So it must be for livestock. All the farmers watching this just pulling their hairs out going, what's this moron talking about? He knows nothing about farming. And you're right, I know nothing about farming. I'm just trying to figure things out from first principles. Because why not? Why the F not? That's the fun of things. You know? What's this? Why is there a big orange building in amongst what looks like solar panels? Why would you make that building orange? That's the real question. Right, I'm going to head over to the lake because I feel like we've been going too fast for the timings, I think. So I've sort of overshot Bald Egg by a bit. So we're going to get over the Holwell so that we're at basically the right area. Because we've almost done the time, so it's probably wanting the next turn to go start from around here. Ish. Lots of ishing going on. That'll do. So now we want 84 degrees for 7 minutes 16. On our way to Lake Zurich. Head due east for 15 nautical miles from Lake Holwell and you'll be over one of the most renowned bodies of water in the world. Lake Zurich. 84 degrees. Basically, almost back the way we were coming. But I don't think it's going to be that giant lake that we saw before, which is weird. If this is a lake tour, why aren't we seeing all the lakes? Is it in Austria maybe? Or Germany or something? Or France even, I don't know. Couldn't possibly be France, could it? In this part, but I guess, I don't know. Switzerland's not that small, is it? That we could already be going from Lake Geneva to that lake and that being in a completely different country? I suppose it could. Switzerland's not gigantic. Illuminati symbols again. Some kind of whale, skinny whale. We high enough? We are. It's actually quite a significant hill. Sorry we're so low, sorry about the noise, sorry we're scaring your cows, but hey, it's a virtual thing, there are no cows, and I'm not really talking to anyone, so, you know, sorry not sorry. You know, we'll give these trees a little bit of a trim.
500.
Thank you, plane. I am aware that I am low, but okay, it's just a big hill. I'm not climbing up any higher unless I have to. There's landing to be thought about. I don't want to spend all day having to get out of the sky, you know? Though I think this plane is slightly more reasonable than the X-Cub. The X-Cub that, once it's up in the air, really doesn't like coming back down. What's that building all about with its U-shape? Probably not a building. Probably something else that the algorithm has... maybe it's, you know, milking sheds or something. Maybe they're robotic. Apparently they have robotic milking stations now. Farmers don't have to do anything. The cows just go in, get milked when they want, and then move on. And, I guess there's some pump somewhere, some tap that the farmer just pours the milk into. Hell, it probably all goes into bottles. Someone picks it up. Farmer probably doesn't even have to be there to pick up the things. Next step will be robotic abattoirs, where the cows just get shunted into some room when they think they're going to get fed or whatever. Slaughtered and meat cut up automatically by the robots and just put in the back of a truck and end up in your supermarket. And the cow wouldn't have ever seen a single human being. I don't know if that's crazy or scary or what, but hey, it's where it's headed. It's where it's headed. Although eventually I don't think we'll have cows anymore. We'll just produce meat in a factory somewhere from first principles. I think I need to be higher. So let's go to 2%. We have been losing a bit of height. But we've got another 4 minutes to go. I can't even see the lake, and we have to get over this hill in front of us. So we have to be at least higher than this hill, and I don't think we are at the moment. I think we'd be pretty much crashing into it if we were to continue on our current way. Look at this town. What's it all about? What you all about? What you talking about? What you making? No, not Jamaican. What are you making? Football field though, you know. You got to give a, you know, a hearty nod to that. A nod of impression. Of when you're impressed, is it a nod of impression? What would you call that? A nod of being impressed? Not sure I can abide that. I want one word, not two words. English, you have some work to do. Is that the same lake as what we saw before, just around this way as well? We're going to head that way? We're not going to head that way at all. We're ignoring that lake over there. This must be Lake Zurich. Maybe it's all part of Lake Zurich. Well, that would be interesting. That would be very interesting. Okay, Lake Zurich. Another couple of minutes before we turn. Pretty much due north. So is this all considered part of Zurich or outer suburbs of Zurich or what? Or what? You tell me. Lots and lots of houses and things around this lake. We've got what? A river down here? Yeah, there's a river just in front of us. Possibly some kind of castle on the hill there. Could just be a large farmhouse. Another football field. Impressive. They all live on the lake here, on the hills around the lake. You certainly wouldn't want suddenly to be, you know, 15 years of rain or something and fill this lake up even more. Yeah, they'll all be drowned. Alright, I think that'll do. We go 350 now for 5 minutes. Zurich. Turn north and land at Zurich Airport. Will do. Possibly. We'll try. $350, but it's 5 minutes away, so quite a long way away. Could probably stop climbing. Let's go back to let's go -3 even. Because we don't need to be going so nuts. So this is Zurich. Wow. Interesting. Probably should try to remember to do our this before we land. I do vaguely remember you should be at 100% when you land, but I may be wrong about that. I'm going to do it anyway. Again, it might depend on how high you are, but if you're at 100% on takeoff by default, then I suspect it would be something you would need to do to land as well. So, Zurich Airport is gigantic, as you'd expect for a massive city airport. Is Zurich the capital? I feel like Geneva's the capital, but that could be one of those ones where I'm wrong, you know. Maybe Zurich's bigger and Geneva's the capital, or I feel like I've forgotten which way it goes. That could be very well the airport there, that huge blob of stuff. There's some interesting things up in the hills here. looks like a cool city, Zurich. Got its little river, got a couple of big buildings, got football fields. It's probably got all sorts of interesting places to look at. You know, this is probably some kind of park or something with greenhouses maybe, or a museum. We've got a 3D done castle here, just sitting there, so it must be something important. Wow, look at those train lines as well, that's insane. Yeah, plenty of, look at them, look at all the people, look at all them chickens. Look at all them Zurichians. What's going on here? Don't crash on me, game, please. Kind of, I don't know, apartment block, resort maybe, I don't know. Where's the actual runway? There it is. Excuse me. Sorry if you could hear that. I'm allergic to Zurich, apparently. There we go, there's the runway. We'll just pick this one over here. I mean, you actually use that short one there. But I'm never 100% certain what actually qualifies in the game's eyes as landing on the runway. We found just the last bush trip that even if we're just a little bit off the end of the grass runway, it didn't register. So yeah, they've really sort of made it so it's only... you know, only the actual runways, and you hope that they've got that, you know, the hit markers for that, for want of a better word, done properly. No, we're way too high. We're way too high. Way too high. So let's just drop out of the sky a bit. Although, giant runway. Probably not way too high. We'll be fine. So we're not exactly minus 700 vertical speed. Not exactly plummeting. Really just sort of floating here. Yeah, as you can see. Let's do a few S maneuvers, whatever you call them. Side slip out of the sky a bit. Love the sounds inside the cockpit. They're absolutely spot on. I used to fly 172s. Exactly what everything sounds like. I think that'll be fine. I think we'll be fine. Huge runway. I mean, I'm actually aiming for the very end of it, but really I should be aiming for the white, where the dots, you know. We're aiming for here, rather than here. If that makes any sense. We're good. We're good. This will get us where we want to be. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. Coming in a bit fast, but, you know, we'll get some flaring going. Thank you, plane. I know, you don't need to tell me everything. Hello, Zurich Airport. Come on, plane. You can absolutely start descending. There we go. Now we get some flaring on. Slowly, slowly, carefully, carefully. Float down to the ground. I love the 172. I love it. It's beautiful. Such a beautiful plane. There we go. There we go. And we can slam on the brakes without worrying about going arse over tit. We should always have this plane. We should always have this plane. That was leg 2 of the Swiss Northern Lakes Bush Challenge Trip Tour. I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you for watching. Thank you for existing. Au revoir. Goodbye.